Exercise 1. Consider the function f of x is equal to 2 sine within brackets 2x plus 1 plus 1 in this domain. Usually we work with the angles in degrees. This happened to be in radians, so we just have to make sure that the calculator is set up for radians. Let's start with, we have to draw the graph for this function. 2 times trig sine within brackets 2x, or 2 times x, plus 1, step outside of the bracket, type plus 1. This is the function. And let's plot this and see what happens. We move this up a little bit. So let's just zoom in and focus on the domain here. This calculator, I think by default, is set to radians. So now we can see that we have a nice sine function here. We see a couple of periods within this range. X goes from 0 to, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10. We're just interested in the domain 0 to 5. So let's go and zoom, and we can use the box. Then we can just zoom. Let's choose first corner, we click, and then maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go to about here. Okay, and then I click escape to go out of this zoom mode. So what do we have to do? First we have to find the coordinates of the y-intercept. So when is this function crossing the y-axis? Let's just go to menu and trace, graph trace. Then I just click here once, and then I can just, with the arrow keys, go left until it says y-intercept. Then now when I move my cursor, it will change the value, but I can do like this. You see down here, F1, we see the coordinates for this point, and now it's the y-intercept. So of course x is 0, because when the function is crossing the y-axis, x is 0, and the y-coordinate is 2.68. So we just have to read this coordinate here and read the coordinates and then write it down. In the B exercise, find the coordinates of the 3 x-intercepts. Remember, within this domain, from 0 to 5, it crosses here. Here's a 0. So x is 1.33 and y is of course 0. Here we have another x-intercept, or a root, 2.38, and this weird y-coordinate is 0.0000, 12 zeros, and it's basically 0. So of course the y-coordinate should be 0. It's just a silly calculator mistake. And here we have 4.40 x-coordinate, and of course y is 0. Over here we have another 0, but x is 5.52. And that's out of the range, so we just have to answer with this coordinate, and this coordinate. C. Find the coordinates of the maxima and minimum in this range. Coordinates for maximum, let's trace, we go up here, maximum, and we see that it's 0.285 and y is 3. That's a maximum. How about this? It's also within the range, so we're going to answer another maximum. The coordinates are 3.43 and 3. Here we have a minimum, 1.86 and minus 1. Here we have 5 and -1. And this is within the range. We have a D and an E exercise. Determine the values of x for which the graph of f of x is increasing or decreasing. This means for which x values is the function, or the f of x, which is the y value, for which x value is the y value increasing. So for example, we start here at this coordinate, so 1.86 and -1. If we keep going to the right, when x is 1.86, or if you just continue, go to the right, 2.38, 2.52, etc., the y value is getting bigger. So it's increasing until we reach the maximum. Now if we keep going here, the y value is decreasing, okay, or f of x is decreasing until we reach the minimum, and now we're out of range. So for example, if we begin here, x is equal to 0, we are increasing until we reach the first maximum. So how do we write that? Well, f of x is increasing. It's difficult to write with a mouse, but just make some notes here so you understand how you can write the range. So let's see, let's go back from x is equal to 0 up to the first maximum, 0.285. So 0.285, and I'm going to write like this. We're not going to write like this. Why? Because we don't want to include the 0, and we don't want to include 0.285 because it's increasing. Well, actually, we're going to include 0, but we're not going to include 0.285 because we keep increasing, but here at 0.285 we're not increasing, we're just stopping, and then when we continue we're decreasing. Okay, so find the ranges. Here we have from this point to this point, decreasing. From this x value to this x value, we're increasing. From this x value to this x value, the minimum, we are decreasing. Okay, sketch f of x in the domain 0 to 5. So then we are just going to go from here to here.